What up, beautiful people? Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody woke up on the right side of the bed today and are going to bed praising the Lord for our blessings, His mercy, His provision. My heart is very sorrowful for everything that's going on in the world. My heart aches. And I just thank God for being merciful and getting us through every challenge, revealing to us through the chaos, and just wrapping His arms around us and protecting us from all of the nonsense. So, with that being said, I just got done watching the Kamala Harris interview on Fox News because actually, this whole thing has become quite comical to me. I had gotten to a point where when they ask a question, I write down the question because nobody really answers it. So it's wild. But anyway, a couple things that were coming to mind when I was listening to it. Should she become the president? Um, I better not fail, not no interview going forward, no matter what I say. I should not fail not one interview. As someone who does recruiting for my company and have done it for a while, and understands the process. When you ask a question of a candidate or a applicant, they should give you and it's called behavioral based questions. And for anybody who doesn't know, so what happens is we're going to ask you what a situation was. So, for example, name a time specifically when you had to deal with a difficult employee and what was the outcome. So, for me, I actually help my applicants along when I ask the question. So, I will, say, hey, give me a time when you had a challenging situation that you had to overcome. What did you do? And what was the outcome? Because I noticed that just asking it the simple way that they had it formatted for us was not getting me the answers I was looking for. So I was like, let me be more specific. As I'm watching every single interaction during this election, I am just not seeing that process, right? Name this situation, tell me exactly what you did step by step, and tell me what the outcome was, right? I'm just not seeing that. So as I'm watching all of this play out, I'm thinking the whole time of interview process and how I'm not seeing the interview process. But you know, God be the glory. He has already predestined the outcome of this election, right? He already knows what's going to happen. So because I know this, I approach what I see differently, and I approach it with an attitude of, Lord, what can I learn from this? And what can I apply to my life going forward? What type of constructive criticism can I place on myself, or what lesson can I learn? I always ask that for everything. So again, in this one, I'm learning that. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really feel cheated. If she becomes president, and I'm not saying who I want, I want anybody in particular, because again, I'm trusting God. I would write Jesus or God, Jesus, heaven on my ballot. But I'm just really thinking, what if she were to win the position? I would feel so cheated as a Black woman, because as hard as I work to, when I have an interview with somebody, I'm researching the company. I'm having all my facts in order. I know who the CEO, who all the executives are, what companies they came from, because we got LinkedIn and everything. We can get all this information. It's not hard to get factual information. So, if she were to win, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be personally offended, because I've worked hard just to pass an interview, like just for the interview process. Not to mention, once I get on the job, I'm giving 1,000% because I'm working as if I work for the Lord, which is what my Bible says. So I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody. I'm just operating on facts, looking at how our interview process goes at my job versus how these interviews are playing out. Um, but I could tell you, I would go nowhere if every answer to my question was what the other person did. And I teach my team that, right? I'm like, I had a coaching the other day, just like 2 days ago. And I told the agent, he started to pull out some other names and, oh, they're getting better material, this, that, and the third. And my follow-up to him was, are you at 100% yourself? And I sent him a message on this after our coaching. And I let him know, like, until you are 100% perfect yourself, which you are never going to be, you have no room to point a finger, period. All the finger pointing, I can't do it. I can't. I can't with a clear conscience go with someone who does not stick to. Now, one person I could rock with, JD Vance. He was able to, say a little brief something about whatever the criticism was and keep it moving with answers, with somewhat of some answers, And yeah, I'm gonna be feeling very offended as a Black woman who has worked hard not to even come nearly as close to this lady and her income. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like knowing something is or being able to answer a question now is just a waste. I'm 49 years old. I've been working since I was 16. I wasted all these years working hard when I really didn't have to answer a single question. Dang, I got the game messed up. Anyway, man, pray before you vote. I've been praying all the way up until this day. Pray before you vote and listen, not just pray and then hear what you want to hear. Pray and vote God's will. That's all I can say for anyone who's getting out there going to the polls. But for anyone who could vote for somebody who cannot pass an interview process, don't look at the fact that she already sits in a seat, because we haven't seen her. That's why, I mean, that's just the truth. And people want to call you a hater for the truth, but that's just the truth. She's been there. We haven't seen her. Fox interview, I love it because I'm all about facts. I'm all about, so I love that they were showing her what she said so that she can kind of and we still got nothing, but the same old things. The things she's pushing don't help me. She put out something for Black men today where they're going to get $1 million in forgivable, or up to $20,000 each in forgivable loans for business. That don't help me. The $2,500 down payment assistance, that don't help me. I already bought my house. The $6,000 child tax credit, that don't help me. I have no children that I would get that credit for. And what was the other thing she said? Golly, I know it's 3 things she said. I can't remember the third one. She adding stuff, she tacking stuff on, but it don't apply to me. None of it applies to me. But yeah, not being able to answer a question is very concerning. And somebody voting for somebody who can't answer a question must be people that can't answer questions. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just being real. Or they can answer questions, they just oblivious to the fact that she can't, or they just hate somebody so much in their heart and have such judgment on somebody in their own heart that they gotta vote for her. I mean, I feel like people, this is the first year I've heard a lot of people saying, you know what, I ain't voting this year. They voted every other year, and I'm not voting this year. And now I get that, because I haven't voted since 2008. But yeah, this is crazy. I feel like if you feel like you can't vote for Trump, you definitely should not be voting for Kamala, and you should be one of them people sitting on the sideline this time. Because if y'all vote her in, well, I ain't even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say that, because everything is predestined with God, and I don't want to interject my opinion into it. But yeah, interviewing process, not hitting for me. Probably would not be hired at my company based on the answers that I'm seeing. Because we asked those behavioral based questions. What was what was the situation? What steps did you take? Not what did somebody else do? What steps did you take in that situation? And what was the outcome? Good, bad, or indifferent? That's all I'm saying. That ain't nothing but my 2 cents. And that's all it is. 2 cents. Peace.